Good morning, everyone. Today we have special guest, the number one in Malili Custom, Mr. Firman Bunyamin. Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning.
How is your day?
I'm very good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. So it's been about a year since you lead this office. So how do you feel for leading this office for a year?
Well, I think it's been a great time to be here with great people, of course. Well, actually, first time I came here, it was very, for me, it's shocked because it's quite far from my hometown. Um, let's say if you go from my hometown to Malili, I think it's gonna take like almost 24 hours.
It's a long journey, right?
Long trip, long journey, but you have to enjoy it. However, yeah.
So, as I know that you spend most of your time in headquarters of Directorate General Custom Exercise, so it must be a surprise for you to move into a remote area. So, do you have any plan or strategy before you came here? Because maybe it's about a year. There's no head office of Malili. So, do you have any strategy or plan before you came to Malili? Because in Mali, it's a bit topsy turvy. So, do you have something like, oh, I will do this, I will do that before I came to Malili?
All right, thank you. That's a great question. Well, if I have to say a situation in the head office uh, with one word, it's gonna be like a busy place to work because you have to be ready from 7 to 5, let's say, and then you have to be ready with everything you have in your head. Okay, you got to be ready to be asked, um, collaboration with other agencies, other divisions. But when I came here, situation is very different. Yeah, because
Absolutely.
you know what? Well, people is so relaxed here. I understand because the workload is not really big as much as what I found in head office. But to me, there's so many other things that we can do here other than the main jobs. Let's say we can manage our office, we can enhance our cooperation with other agencies, okay, and then also we can develop ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
self improvement.
self development. You can learn other things. You have so much time, free time here. You can do more exercise, physical activities, and then you can learn so much knowledge. Yeah, like technical things about customs and other things. Let's say like life skills, everything. You have you have more time here. You can do everything you want. It's a blast.
So for Mr. Firman Bunyamin, it's a blast to be here in Malili. But like you said before, that we can relax. We got more time here, but we know that a lot of officer here is demotivated or because the anguish or I don't like the word anguish, but it's pain and suffering is too bad. So I want to say when we are moved to Malili, when we are got announcement that we are work for Malili, I think it's a bit shock for us, surprise, because most of us are Japanese, and I think it can kills our productivity, it kills our creativity. So as I see that you really work hard here, and you, what is it, you brainstorm yourself to get a lot of innovation here. So how to keep that very small increments, like how you keep your work, you keep your hard work, even though you're working in Malili.
All right. Well, I think well, here, as I said before, we have so much free time, right? And of course, this is my experience. I I do a lot of things other than my main jobs. For example, I do writing, and then I do lecturing, and also I do research with my colleagues, of course. And I think that occupy my times. So to me, wherever I am, there is no problems. And I hope everyone here in this office also has the same thinking about that.
I hope so.
Yeah, because you know what? Well, as I said to my friends here, to my colleagues, that when you are here, you can be much better than other people in other office because, well, if you are going to the big cities, big office, you're gonna be very busy, right?
Right.
And that will impact on your physical conditions, and then you don't have much time to learn new things, right? And then here, at least let's say you spend your time like 1 hour, 2 hours for writing, for speaking English, for example, and then you're gonna realize in the future, let's say 6 months, 7 months, that your English is getting better, all right? And then your knowledge is getting accumulated. So I think for your future, that's gonna be very good.
Yep, that's right. If you could maximize our
Yes.
time and like we can do anything. Like if you are work in the other office, it's already burnout. They
Yeah.
work from maybe from 6 a.m.
Yeah.
from 6 a.m. until midnight maybe.
Yeah. And one thing I would like to emphasize here that as I believe that everyone has their own preferences. For example, you, Cahaya, I believe you love doing sport,
Yep,
physical
that's right.
activities, right? And you have more time to do that.
Yeah.
Any kind of sport here, right?
That's right.
Right. So it's easy, but when you are, yeah, exactly. When you are in Jakarta, it's gonna be hard. You don't have much time. You have to work from 7 to 5. Sometime after 5, also
Still working.
should be ready for any extra works. And if you're not ready, it's a big problem. It's a
Yeah.
big no-no, right? Okay.
That's right. So, uh, we here in Malili should have what is it? Should have better motivation than the other office because we can use our spare time to develop ourselves, like maybe sports, physical exercise, or even our knowledge, mind, body, and soul. So, the next thing I want to ask you is one of the things that's very interesting from you since you came because when the announcement of the head office of Malili, I see your name and then you're a PhD. And it's really surprised because why a PhD here in Malili? Because it's a bit surprising for me. So can you tell me a story why you attained that doctoral degree? And if I didn't mistake that you attained your doctoral degree in Australia, right?
All right. So to me, I think it's not the big surprise wherever I am assigned, even though I have a PhD degree, because to me, it's kind of a natural thing that I have to do in my career path, right? So as a customs officials, you don't have a privilege. For example, you are PhD, then you cannot go anywhere to the remote village, to the remote place, for example. It's not that things, right, in customs or in the Ministry of Finance. So everyone will be treated equally, regardless your degree, your background, your preferences, your what is it? Let's say your status. Yeah, I think no matter what. So what we have to do is, yeah, you have to do the best wherever you are. And I think one thing you have to remember. So when you feel much better with your status or with your degree, for example, that will what is it, expose your weaknesses. So that means your degree is not related to your character.
Okay, that's really great. So it's on. If I didn't mistake that, I read in the performance report of Director General Customs Excise 2020 that only 19 out of 16,000 employee of Director General Customs Excise that got the doctoral degree. So what is your motivation like? It's not everybody like to learn. It's not everybody love to study. So what is your motivation or who inspires you to attain that degree?
Well, motivation, to me, to get a higher
Yeah.
degree. Well, actually, um, well, since the beginning, you know what, I didn't have a big dream of having a PhD degree, right? So the story began when, in early career, I was trying to have a teaching, jobs as a side jobs, right? So I was teaching at some university when I was assigned in Bandung, and then also I was trying to teach at any other institutions. So by having that experiences, I was thinking that it might be better if I have, higher degree, higher education to support my career,
Oh,
to support my job as a teacher, right? So from there, I start to, apply for further degree, and then finally I got it. So it's kind of a natural things that I got, right? But I understand some people might think, so why you should have higher degree
yeah,
for your job in customs?
that's right.
You know what? When I was in Australia, some people was asking the same question to me. Why are you pursuing, PhD degree in
Yeah.
Australia while you are working only for customs? They're asking the same questions, and I said, well, getting PhD degree is not about academic things merely, but to me, it's more about our mindset. You know what? Our character, our what is it? Method of work. So you will have everything, not only about your work, but how you deal with your life,
Okay.
right? So it's
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 a life lesson, right?
yeah, it's a big thing. It's a bigger thing. It's not limited to your work life. Sometimes people think only about your career, but people don't think about, you know, the true meaning of your life. That's what I want to emphasize of getting a higher degree. Yeah.
Okay. That was really great and inspirational from Mr. Firman Bunyamin. So, you traveled a lot of country, right? For example, you spend a lot of time in the other countries. If I don't mistake, it's 35 countries.
Yeah, I've been to 35 countries,
Yeah,
different countries.
you've been traveled to 35 countries. So, I want to ask you one thing: that what is the thing that distinguishes between Indonesia and the other countries? Like, it's only happened in Indonesia. When you saw something out there in the other countries that it's never happened in Indonesia. So, what is the biggest shock culture for you when you see the culture in Indonesia and the other countries?
Only happened in Indonesia.
Yep, or only happen in the other countries.
Well, I think I wouldn't say that what is it something negative or positive, yeah. But I think in Indonesia, for example, we are, having a strong bond of a family. In Indonesia, we call guyub, right? So in other countries, particularly in Western countries, you wouldn't find such thing. So
Okay.
people are very individualistic. So they focus on themselves. But I wouldn't say that negative, of course, because sometimes it depends on how you look at that,
It's
right?
depend on point of view, right?
Yeah, point of view. Let's say strong bond in our cultures. You may say it's positive because getting things done,
Help each
in,
other.
in management, right?
Yep.
Helping each other and things like that. But of course, there is also negative side from that things, right? But I wouldn't go further in that situation. But what I saw in other countries, in Western countries, um, people tend to be very what is it quiet, very what is it restrictive in talking about like politics, for example,
Okay.
talking about religions, yeah,
Oops.
or talking about private uh, private things,
Okay.
personal privacy. So in Indonesia, well, it's common. People asking like, "How old are you? Are you married? How many kids do you have?
What is your
Right?
religion?
What is your religion?" Things like that. It's very common, right? But in other country, it might be very disturbing questions. So,
Okay.
but I believe it's, I said before, it's not about negative and positive. It's just like a different point of view. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you have a choice to stay in the other countries, maybe anywhere, let's say Australia or Western countries, would you change your nationality for that? Like, if you're comfortable live in Australia, like you said before that you have what is it, good culture or the other things. So, uh, would you what is it? Would you choose to work in the other countries if you don't have any what is it? If you don't have any no no if you don't have any obligation to work in Indonesia, would you work for the other countries?
Well, I think it's natural for everyone to have better things in their life, right? Well, to me now, this is my best position as a government officials, as a custom officer. So, if you're asking me, would you like to change your position from custom official of Indonesia to other nationalities? Of course, I would say no.
Okay.
It's a big no, right? It's a big
That's
no.
great.
100% no. But yeah, but if you were asking me when I was like 25 years old, and then I found that there were some better opportunities in other countries, yeah, most likely I
Most
would
likely.
would have taken that chance,
So
right?
if you were in my age, you would take that chance.
Most likely, because as I said before, it's very natural, yeah, for people to find better things. But again, if you are in 25 years old, you find this is the best thing you can get here, I think you would stay here permanently. So I think it's depend. Let's say I found some people with uh, big potential. Let's say a PhD in physics or nuclear, or in a very sophisticated knowledge, they couldn't find proper place here in Indonesia. It's not because of our government incapability to take care of them. No, not it's not because of that, but most likely it's because of our what is it? Our situation, our environment is not ready. It's not ready. Maybe next 10 or 20 years from now, uh, it's going to be very comfortable for such people. Okay, so for those who are having very spatial expertise and knowledge, they tend to find jobs, a career overseas,
That's right.
because for them it's more acceptable and more comfortable, of course.
Did
Yeah.
you bring your family when you're going to study abroad?
Yeah. I brought my family with me because I would stay like for 4.5 years in Australia. So, and also it's possible to bring family while you're having PhD degree.
Oh,
No
that's cool.
problems. And my family was also sponsored by the scholarship.
Wow, that's cool.
Yep.
So, how about your family? Did they enjoy the time when you were in Australia, or they just want to back to Indonesia?
Of course, they enjoy. Like, actually, my wife is a government official as well here in Indonesia. But in Australia, she's able to find side jobs. She's working. First time, she's working as a, you know, what is it? Administration officers. And in childcare. And then my kids, they went to public schools in Australia,
Oh,
and their English is very excellent. I think their English much better than I am. So to me, well, I think it's like perfect place to live. Yeah, even for foreign students like
right.
us from Indonesia, it's a good place to start everything.
So your children is going to public school in Australia,
Yeah,
and now she or he moved here in Indonesia.
yeah, yeah.
So what is the thing that distinguishes between education in Indonesia and Australia from your point of view?
Well, first, okay, in elementary school in Australia, for example, kids are purely mostly playing. They don't study too much on subject. But in Indonesia, I think from elementary schools, they have been studying very hard. They are forced to learn very difficult thing, right? And then also in high schools, there is no too much, subjects to learn.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
not like in Indonesia. And then I see in Indonesia, student elementary school, high school going from 7 to sometime 3 p.m., 5 p.m. I think it's quite long time, yeah, at school. But
That's right.
in Australia, yeah, I think until 12,
From 8 to
from
12.
sometime from nine to 2, from 9 to 1 p.m. It's not really so complicated there. So that's why people, students have much time to do other activities like sport and then excursion. Yeah, enjoy
Okay.
their times.
So, if I didn't state that the subject in the other countries is only about 5 or 6 subjects
Yeah,
for
yeah,
elementary
yeah,
schools,
kinda,
and they have a lot of
kinda.
spare time
Yep.
and they play with their friends. So, there's no national examination in
Yeah.
few countries
Well,
there.
what I found there, something I really like, there is no like
Ranking.
rank. Yeah,
Yeah.
rank. It's not like here. So people, it's very competitive here actually. But I think in other countries, students are encouraged to move forward, to grow together at the same
Okay,
time.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Even in Japan, if I heard that they more appreciate if they can stay in the queue. So
yep,
it's more
exactly,
appreciated than you're good at math.
exactly.
So I think they are a bit different culture because they don't, what is it, they don't run for a score.
Yep,
They prioritize their attitude
yep,
than
right,
just a score.
exactly.
So, Mr. Firman Bunyamin, this last question, if you could go back to your 20s, what would you say to yourself?
Well, I think one thing I would say, particularly to young generations, enjoy your time. Your life is a journey, so you have to enjoy every moment. All right. So the goal of your life is enjoy every moment of your life,
Sure.
and then secondly, do simple things. Okay. Everything start from very simple things. You cannot dream of having like PhD, for example, without doing simple thing, right? Writing, daily writing, one page, one day, things like that. Or you read books, one page, one day. I think it's very simple, but you will see in the long run that will be accumulated, and you will find a big surprise that your big dream come true.
Okay, thank you so much. First is enjoy your time, and second is take a small step because it will take you to a bigger step.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Firman Bunyamin.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having time for us.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. You're welcome. See you later.